Indianapolis Colts are number one in the NFL right now. Let's get into it. All right, enough of all that. How y'all doing today? Let's get into another podcast about the Indianapolis Colts. You know how this goes. Welcome to JD's podcast. How y'all doing today? Yes, you heard that intro correctly. As of about 30 minutes ago, when I looked this up, the Indianapolis Colts are number one in the NFL. That is in the National Football League. You see that right there? It says National Football League Colts on the top. So that makes me pretty happy. If you would have asked me before the beginning of the season, hey, how do you think the Colts are going to do? Best case scenario through 5 games. 3-2. I mean, best case. Because, see, I watched some of Daniel Jones in New York, and I said, oh, well, this is going to be bad. Because he was bad most of the time in New York. And so I thought that was kind of going to continue, and it didn't. And it hasn't, and I'm very grateful for that. So we are 4-0 and the best team in the NFL currently, according to ESPN. Okay. So we're gonna run through the game a little bit, talk about how we did, in fact, win. What was it? 40-6. That was the score. Yeah, 40-6 was correct. Absolute blowout of a game. Geno Smith may suck. He may just fucking suck. The Raiders may indeed suck. But this leads me to another question, another point. The first point of this today, and that is this: do these teams, the Raiders, the Titans, the Dolphins, the Broncos, those are the 4 teams we've beaten. Do they just suck, or are we really good? Well, I think to understand that, you're going to have to really watch that Rams game and understand that it was a couple of mistakes by a couple of people who really caused that game to go the way that it did. And when you have Matthew Stafford on the other side of the field, and you make some very key mistakes like that, you are going to lose the game. I mean, I think if we play a mistake-free game versus the Rams there, we would have more than likely won. And that's just a fact. And it'd been 5-0, but we didn't win. We're not 5-0. So, but my whole point is, I really think that the Colts are legit this year, just legit. I mean, when they're supposed to beat a team, Titans, Raiders, or whatever, they completely beat the team. And I'm almost be willing to bet if Ashton Dulin had been out there last week rather than AD Mitchell, we probably would have won that game too. Because Ashton Dulin's performance yesterday was absolutely exactly what you want from a guy coming off the bench. When the guy like Ashton Dulin, a guy like AD Mitchell, like Anthony Gould a little bit even. These guys who kind of return punts or return kicks, but they're really wide receivers by trade. Whenever when they get an opportunity, when Alec Pierce is down, they get an opportunity. And they don't make the most of it like AD didn't last week. Then you have to earn it. As Shane Steichen said, and you sit on the sideline until the fourth quarter comes and it's garbage time, and you throw in Anthony Richardson and you throw in AD Mitchell. So I really think that this team is. I mean, Shane Steichen has been waiting for this. I feel like Shane has been really, like, and even myself, like, last couple of years, we don't know what Anthony Richardson likes is like from behind the scenes. We don't know what he's like during meetings. We don't know any of that. But what I do know from a lot of watching and listening and observing football players and people who played football for a very long time, unlike myself, would tell you that the intangibles like that, the people who show up early and do all these things, consistent throws, consistent work ethic, or consistent working, should I say? Consistently working. Can I get a sentence? Can I say something properly here? Consistently working. Anyway, um, and I think Daniel Jones embodied that, and Chris Ballard, Shane Steichen talked a lot about that during the decision to start Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson. Is that he is consistent. Like Anthony Richardson is so much fun to watch. Like he had a play in the game, um, last yesterday, comes in first pass of the season, throws a pass, it gets batted. He catches the pass and runs 9 yards. Like if an Anthony Richardson play has ever been an Anthony Richardson play, that is what it is. And that while that was very exciting, that's not sustainable. Like, and he threw one more to AD, overthrew the fuck out of him. Like, so I said this before, but I want to say this again. Shane Steichen, I'm sorry. I want to shake your hand because I want to apologize for thinking that you made the wrong decision when you chose Anthony Richardson. Because, I mean, again, if you went into this season and you're just a fan and you're not behind the scenes and watching the Colts practice every day or, being in those meeting rooms with him, then you only have seen what he did in New York. And you say, well, that is what Daniel Jones can do. That is his ceiling because well, I mean, that's what he's proven to this point. And then you look at Anthony Richardson and you say, well, he's got all of these attributes and all of these um, really just almost unmatched, almost can't even describe at how athletic he is. But at the same time, so many flaws, so many, he can't, seems like he can't exactly wrap the game around his mind because when you play 1 year in college, really, I mean, he played all four, or three actually, but he didn't really get a lot of time to learn the game of football. You hear him tell it. He's been playing since he was a little kid, and that's. I mean, I've been playing basketball since I was a little kid too, but I would. I mean, obviously, I'm not athletic and all that stuff, but like, I understand the game of basketball really, really well. But that doesn't mean I could, just go play in the NBA, even if I was uber athletic like him, born athletically. Um, so it's like you have to have certain things in your head to be certain ways your brain works to be an NFL quarterback at a high level. Even if you have a coach like Shane Steichen who can pretty easily guide you, you know, right to the promised land as you're seeing right now with Daniel Jones. You just have to have those intangibles, and it seems like Anthony Richardson did not, and clearly, very clearly, Daniel Jones does. So again, I'm sorry, Shane. Anyway, um, so I will talk a little bit about the game here. Again, it was dominated by the Colts. Jonathan Taylor has been the best running back in the league. No, argue with your mom. I don't care. He's the best running back in the league. He scored 3 rushing touchdowns and was a very central part of that offensive attack. Daniel Jones was efficient and clean. He threw or completed 20 of his 29 passes for 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no turnovers. Rookie Ty or rookie. Whoa, whoa, whoa! A touchdown for the rookie Tyler Warden. Jones hit Warden on an 11-yard touchdown pass, marking Warren's first career touchdown, or receiving at least. Excuse me. Colts scored on 6 consecutive possessions, dominating, dominating offensively there. Well, special team swing, a block punt by that guy Sule Olabi, whatever his name is. I can never say his name right. Gave the Colts a great field position and leading to a Taylor touchdown. Raiders punter AJ Cole got injured on that block punt sequence, forcing kicker Daniel Carson to handle both punting and field goal duties. Colts kicker Spencer Schrader also out. He was knocked out on an extra. He was knocked out on the extra point in the second quarter, which led to the Indianapolis top 4 2-point conversions for the rest of the game, which I'm not entirely sure on. I think it wasn't their. Shane said it wasn't their lack of faith in their punter Rigo, but rather the snapper and the holder, because it would have had to have been people who had never snapped and hold before. The snapper there being Drew Ogletree and the holder being Luke Rhodes, our long snapper. So yeah, they just went for 2-point conversions the whole time, which is a little bit weird. But I get it now. When I was watching, I thought it was a little weird, but I get it. Las Vegas opened with a 24-yard field goal position. But it was only they're only leading the game. They're only score until very late in the game. Turnover margin favored Indy. Geno Smith. Geno Smith threw it 2 touchdowns in the game and had one tipped and taken by the Atu Latu. The Raiders failed to record a sack for the first time in 40 games. Las Vegas didn't register a sack in the game. Excuse me. Third down woes for the Raiders, but effectiveness for the Colts. Indianapolis converted on 8 of 10 third down attempts in the game. A balanced rushing attack in the second half. After halftime, Taylor and Amir Abdullah combined for multiple rushing touchdowns to put the game away. Colts' home unbeaten streak continues. With this win, Indianapolis remains undefeated at home under this season's slate. And of course, we had Shaq Leonard retiring at halftime, which was, just beautiful. Honestly, couldn't have beat it. I mean, Shaq Leonard, great guy, great retirement. Nothing really to say there other than it was really good. It really was. So yeah, I was this morning when I was preparing for this. I go and look up the AFC standings, and I realize, well, we're on the top of those. Buffalo Bills got beat last night, and it's really our only contender in the moment. Jacksonville does play tonight, and that will kind of hinder the stats just a little bit. But I think Jacksonville might win. They might not. Who knows? They play the Chiefs, so it could go either way. But I think the Bills and us will probably be the ones contending for the AFC, and maybe the Steelers, but I think the Chargers won't probably. And in all honesty, if Kansas City goes to the playoffs this year, I'll be kind of surprised. I gotta be honest with you guys. I know the Chiefs is still the Chiefs, and I mean, I don't think they'll have a losing record, but they'll have to complete. They'll have to complete. They'll have to compete a lot because they're just not very good this year. I don't know how else I could possibly say that. Defense not very good. Offense only good because of Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce is not good this year. I'm sorry, he's not been good for like 3 years now. Let's go over a couple of Colts stats for the season here. So the leading rusher is us. We have Jonathan Taylor with 480. He's the leading rusher in the NFL. Spencer Schrader has the most field goals made. Let's hope he can get back soon. It didn't look good. That's Shane Steichen's words. Daniel Jones is number 3 on the passing yards. Matthew Stafford, number 1. Dak Prescott, number 2. Matt Stafford has 1,503. Dak Prescott has 1,356, and Daniel Jones 1,290. And funny enough, 2 down from him, number 5 is actually Drake May, which is kind of funny. And 4 is Baker Mayfield. Um, I really believe this under Frank Reich and under the last couple coaches we've had here, there was no accountability. And even the last year or two, there might have been accountability, but we really didn't see a lot of it. Didn't see a lot of, like, for instance, AD Mitchell doing that, and then he sat the next game pretty much until garbage time, like I said earlier. So, I mean, accountability is happening at a rapid pace. We have a quarterback now who will listen and who will um, be a great game manager, which is what you need in the NFL. So I think that the chemistry, the leadership, and everything under Shane Steichen, especially this year, has really taken a level up. And I'm so excited to see it. I mean, this is the best. As a Colts fan, going into the season, you can't ask for anything better. Number 1 in the AFC, number 1 in the NFL at the moment. You can't ask for much better. I mean, it's great day in Colts Nation today. Victory Monday is beautiful. And you know, I mean, there's nothing bad to say about this game. Really. I do want to talk a little bit about something I think is kind of funny. So during the year we won the Super Bowl, okay, this is 2006. All right, let me pull this up. 2006. During those first 5 games, the following stats from Peyton Manning. So he had, in the first 5, he had 3 1-touchdown games, 1 2-touchdown game, and 1 3-touchdown game. Okay. One game he had 400 yards. That was a 3-touchdown game. The other ones, he had 276, 219, 217, 166. Now, what does this all mean? Well, if that, basically what that is Peyton Manning being a very good game manager, being able to manage the game well. If he has to throw for 400, he throws for 400. But if he has to throw for 217 through 19, which he normally does through this whole season, he has like 3 games this whole, about 5 games, 6 games through this whole season that he threw over 300 yards for. It's because he didn't have to. He managed the game properly. And that seems to be the exact case for Daniel Jones. Here's the thing. The first 5 games of his season, he's thrown for 212, 2 touchdowns, 262 and a touchdown, 228 and a touchdown, 316 and a touchdown, and 272 and a touchdown. None of those stats, they're all over 200. They're all great, just like with Peyton Manning. Like, it's all really great, but it's not ridiculous. It isn't what you might think you need. And it's because it takes the chemistry of the team, it takes the coach buying in, it takes the running back buying, it takes everyone buying in, the whole team philosophy, the whole everything buying in, and then not only just being like, this is, I want to ride for my coach, my quarterback, my whatever it is, but then putting it to the game, making it show out on film, making Sundays matter. That's what's different about this team than the last few. That's what was different about that Colts team in 2006. They were all friends. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, camaraderie is big in the NFL, and it's what drives everything. And it's the reason why, if you want to throw 178 yards as a Peyton Manning, you do it because you realize he did what he needed to do to win the game. Bottom line, in the story, no other thing about it. It's like this guy right here. You know this guy? This guy? This is Pat McAfee. And the thing about Pat is he's a punter, right? He knows he's a punter. Everyone knows Pat's a punter. But anything he could possibly do within his punting abilities to win the football game, he did. He was bought in. He was everything you needed to be a punter. He did it. Any possible thing they asked him. Third string quarterback at some points. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that is what it takes. People who are willing to do anything they want or anything you want them to do as a head coach, as a leader, as a GM. Because once they are bought in and will do what they want, you win football games. You go to playoffs, you go to AFC championships, you go to Super Bowls. That's just what happened. 2 years later, we win again. 3 years later, something like that. 2, 3 years later, we go again. Why do we go again? Because everyone is bought in. Everyone is friends. You all want to do better for each other, and that is what is so important. But and it's like with Pat, what's funny is he is continued that. Like, anytime, even his like a social media career now, or his whatever it might be called career now, he brings his friends along with him because that's who had his back when he needed it. That's who he stays together with because they all stick together. You know what I'm saying? The other guys, as you might call them. So yeah, I think that is the most important reason why we are winning right now, and why we will continue to win. Um, but with that all being said, I thank you guys so much for listening. Um, I just recently had a video a little short that I put on TikTok. It's got like over 7,000 views, and it's pretty silly. It's just about how kind of not smart Dan Dockage was for his tweet, and people seem to really love that, and I think it's pretty funny. But appreciate you guys for all the views, everything. I've gotten 2 subscribers, which is very massive to me, and I know that might sound a little goofy to some of you, but I don't care. That's crazy to me. Anyone who subscribes, follows me on Twitter, anything else that you do, listen to these 20-minute long podcasts that I made. I mean, that's great, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching. And leave a like if you've watched this far. Appreciate you.